Hey everybody, welcome to ESl032 class. Today we're going to talk a little bit about health habits. Mostly what we're talking about is cause and effect, right? Uh, One thing happens and that causes another thing. So for instance, let's look at health habits that we've already talked about last week, right? I'm going to send you this picture, and you just look at the picture and decide who is doing a healthy habit and who is doing an unhealthy habit. So, lying in the sun without sunscreen might be unhealthy, perhaps, right? Jogging, that could be healthy, yeah. So, you think about which habits here are healthy and unhealthy, and what kind of problems they might cause. Yeah. So habit is something that you do all the time. Yeah. Every day, every other day. So habit is something you like to do all the time, right? We have eating habits and exercise habits and other kinds of habits, and they're good or they're bad. We're just sort of people who do things the same way every day, right? And those are habits. So this is a thing that I will also send you for you to do by yourself and think about. You're going to match the health habits with the effect. All right. So, one habit, I guess, is being very stressed. If you're stressed all day, every day, always stressed, what is the effect of that? There could be many effects, but one of them is that you will, J here, have high blood pressure. If you have the habit of drinking too much alcohol, right, that can also have a lot of different effects, right? But the one we're looking really at physical effects, right? Damage your liver would be an effect. If you drink too much alcohol, you will damage your liver. So if you notice the way I said that sentence, if you drink too much alcohol, you will damage your liver. I said that sentence as a future conditional statement. If And then the present tense. You drink is present tense, too much alcohol, that's one clause in that sentence. And then the effect of that is you will damage your liver. Or here's an example. If you are very stressed, you will have high blood pressure. Cause and effect. The cause is an if statement. It's a conditional statement. Conditional statements are if statements. They're not things that are 100% true that we know. We don't say, well, if 2 plus 2, if 2 is added to 2, it might equal 4, right? We know that that's true, so we just say 2 plus 2 equals 4. But these kinds of statements are conditional. If this happens, then that will happen. This cause has that effect. If you don't get enough calcium, you won't have strong bones. And that's in the negative. You won't have strong bones. When we want to say will not, we use the contraction won't. Not willn't, right? Won't. So if you don't get enough calcium, you won't have strong bones. If you do get enough calcium, you will have strong bones. So it can be positive or negative. We can also switch around the effect and the cause, right? So we can have the effect comes first and then the cause. You will have high blood pressure if you are very stressed. Notice we can also have, if you are very stressed, you will have high blood pressure. So these are future conditional statements. They talk about causes and effects. Let's practice with a couple negative ones here. So this gives us just a couple of examples, huh? So if you wash your hands a few times a day, you won't get so many colds. We know that very well right now because we're all at home washing our hands all the time, right? And why? Because we don't want to get colds for sure and other things like coronavirus. We don't want that, right? So we wash our hands all the time. If you wash your hands a few times a day, you won't get so many colds. All right. So if Anne gets her teeth cleaned regularly, she won't have so many cavities. So gets present tense. That's the if statement. If Anne gets her teeth cleaned regularly. And then the future. She won't have, will not. She won't have so many cavities. You could also write out will not if you wanted to, right? Won't is the contraction from will not. So all of these examples are have those negative right ones. So if my dad doesn't lose weight, right? Sorry, my dad won't lose weight if he keeps eating foods that are high in fat. And there's an example of the effect coming before the cause, right? And you don't need a comma in that case. So what I will give you to do at home is a worksheet, all right? And this worksheet it gives you a chance to fill in the blank first. If you eat out every night, you will gain weight, right? That's the cause and the effect. The cause is a conditional, if. We use the word if to express conditionals. If he goes to the best doctors in the country, he will, and then you fill in the rest of it. Spend a lot of money, right? Probably they want, if he goes to the best doctors in the country, he will get better, right? And then you can fill out the rest of these and send them to me. Take a picture on Remind. Now, you fill out this worksheet here. If we were in class together, I'd have you talk to each other to do this. If you want to talk to somebody, that's good too, right? And then you can, let me get this so I can fill it out for you. Actually, here, I'll fill it out. Edit. All right. So we can, or sorry, I got to get this fill. How about that? Fill in sign. I could do that. Me. I'm going to fill this. All right. So here, say you talk to somebody, or you can just make up someone, right? And what you're asking them is, what will happen if you never exercise? What will happen if you never exercise? Whew, right? There's going to be an effect to that. So you ask someone, you could ask yourself, could make up a name. You could ask somebody you're with and you say, hey, what will happen if you never exercise? You could ask me. You could ask each other on Remind if you want, but I'll give you an example. So let's say I ask Julio, right? What happens if you never exercise? And then Julio says, you will gain weight, right? So, and then just fill out the rest of this graph. You put in some name that you want. Maria is always a good name. There's lots of Marias, you know. What will happen, you know, what's the cause that will make your body feel good, right? If you eat vegetables, your body will feel good, okay? So you fill out the rest of that graph there, and then you get to write sentences. Here's the cool part, right? We can make these very complex and interesting sentences. I'll say here, Julio, if you never exercise, you will gain weight. I use that graph, and now I'm going to use one of these words. Just choose one: believes, thinks, or says, right? So Julio thinks that if you never exercise, exercise, you will gain weight. So you see, I took this from the graph up here. Julio, if you never exercise, you will gain weight. And I just added says that, or thinks that, or believes that. Julio, which one did I say? Thinks that. Julio thinks that if you never exercise, you will gain weight. Maria says that if you eat vegetables, your body will feel good. And then you do the next 5 of them, right? And just write a sentence for each. See how it goes, right? If you have any problems at all, just text on Remind, or give me a voice message on Remind, or whatever. Send an email, and I'll be sending these things out to you today. Okay, so have fun. Remember to sign in on Google, please, Google Forms. so that we know that you're doing the work and following along at home. Even if you're just watching the videos, it's fine, right? So wonderful. I'm going to see you guys next week. Zoom meeting and Tuesday at 10 a.m. Okay, Tuesday 10 a.m. That would be, what day is next Tuesday? 7th of April. Okay, so I hope to see everybody on Zoom. Turn on your camera for a second so I can wave to you. Right, and see everybody on Zoom on the 7th of April, and have a great weekend. Get out and, if you can, get out and run around a little bit safely. Right, and I hope you all are doing well and feel good. Right, and eat your vegetables. Okay, see you later.